Hello everybody, this is Brian McGahee, and today I'm going to be installing my emergency brake for my 1942 Ford GPW. It is an external emergency brake. The reason why I decided to make this video is because there's not many videos online to show you how to do this, and I actually put the emergency brake together and found out that I missed a step and I had to take it all off. And I said, well, if I'm gonna take it off, I'm gonna do an instructional video to kind of help people, do this in the future, because the only thing that I've actually seen out there on this is pictures, and I figured it might help if we had, a video of, someone showing how to do it. And like I said, I'm no expert by no means, but I'll just show you what I've learned. Well, first of all, what I found out, you have to take this drum off, because at the end process there's a bolt right here that goes in right here, and as you can see, it will not go in there with the drum on. So that's one reason I had to take it apart again and do it over, is because I have to take this off. Fortunately, all I have to do is take this yoke off and just pull it off and put this bolt in with the piece that goes in here, and I'll show you that when I get to that step. All right, well, let's get started. So here we are. I got the I got the drive shaft off and the yoke off, and now I got to take this off. The nuts for the studs right here for the yoke are 9/16. And when you're putting this on, it's not as difficult, because you put the lock washer on and just tighten the nuts. The studs usually just tighten up, but getting them off is a different story, because you literally have to put a wrench back behind this drum, and you have to get to it from the bottom, like right up under here. That's where you have to get to it, right up under there, and it's a real pain. So if you're installing your e-brake after a complete rebuild, just remember that you have to put this arm right here on before, and it goes like that. Like I said, I still can't get the bolt in that goes in right here that holds it on. So I got to take this off now, and I'm literally having to take the 1/8" nut off the back here to get the rest of that yoke off, so I can pull the drum off to get that piece on. So just a little helpful tip here, because I found out the hard way, but that's why we do this. We learn from our mistakes. Okay, got the brake drum off and back on. Like I said, I had to take the yoke and the drive shaft off first, getting these bolts out, and y'all saw me describe how to get those out. The yoke on this shaft is really hard to get off. I really had to work to get it off, but I finally got it off, and I got my piece in. There's my bolt, there's my piece. And just remember, your piece kind of goes, when you put it on, it's going to go down and back toward the front, like that right there. That's how it's installed. So now I get to rebuild the emergency brake. So I got my parts from Ron Fitzpatrick G Parts, and I bought the band here. I think it was like 70 bucks. It's already put together. It comes ready to install, already painted, real nice. And the parts, this is the kit for the emergency brake rebuild, and this is pretty much it all laid out. I actually had it put together at first, but I had to, like I said, I just took it all apart so I could make a video on how it all goes back together. So we'll get started with that, and here we go. So I got my band on, I just put it on, and we're going to start on this side, which is the passenger side. So this spring here that comes with the parts kit, it's going to go, there's a hole right here, get underneath there, And the spring actually goes in that hole right there. And what you're going to do, you're going to compress that spring and pull this part over it. So let me do that real quick and then I'll come back. So in the kit, you want to take these two pieces right here. You're going to turn them like that right there. They're going to lay on top of the emergency brake like this, just like that, just like that. So you're going to put your pin in just like that. And then you're going to take your other piece, which is this one right here. Notice it has a bigger hole than the other side. The bigger hole goes in with these two. So after you put all these together, you're going to have three just like this. Okay, and then you're going to put your quarter pin in. So the kit comes with two springs, and the way you put those in is after you get your ring on there, you're going to squeeze them and put them in the top here, one in the top and one in the bottom, and then you're going to run that J-bolt looking piece from the top to the bottom, and you're going to push it in between that, and that right there is what gives you your tension on your emergency brake. And it's going to come out here at the bottom, right there. And then later on, we'll put this nut on. We're not going to do that right now, but there's a nut right here. First, I'm going to build it. Yeah, that's the next step. And then you'll see what I do with those pieces that I put together a while ago. So basically, that piece that I put together a while ago, these three pieces right here. Well, one of them goes inside the J-bolt here. You can see right here. And those two, they just that J-bolt kind of goes in the middle. And it kind of turns around the shaft. The other one goes up and it mounts right here. So just put that in and put your quarter pin in. So right now that's the next step. Oh, and also this piece right here. This is another tension screw here, but I'll show you that later. I went ahead and put it in just to put it in. I haven't really tightened it up yet. I'll just put it in just to have it in there to get ready. So this is how the yoke looks without the drum on it. The drum just kind of sits in here like this. I mean, for those of you who have one, but just showing you. But one thing I noticed about this yoke is once you get it on, it's like a fail-safe mechanism. I'm not saying the bolts can't fall out, but when they go back real far, they press against this. And I've always worried about when I put the drum back on that I'm going to push the bolts out and they're going to fall. But according to this, it looks like, yeah, they're not going anywhere. So you may have saw my recent picture on Facebook about not having my drum cinched up all the way. And I'm getting this problem right here where it's only going back to like that far. Probably needs to go back at least a ½ inch more. And I'm about to remedy that problem by putting a impact drill on it. Try to cinch it up a little closer. Right now I'm about that close, which I'm thinking I need to be at least another ½ inch. As long as I don't get in the way of the threads of the speedometer cable, I think I'll be good. So I'm going to take an impact wrench here in a minute and see what this does. So these are those springs I was telling you about. They kind of go up inside of that right there. The bottom one does. Just kind of rest in between there. You kind of got to get it lined up with the hole so the J-bolt can go down in there. And you take the other one and put it on top. There it goes. I'll see how that does on the next video. Now here we got the other piece of the puzzle. You remember this piece I put together earlier? So it's going to slide down through this hole here. Let me get up under here where I can line it up. Yeah, I'm making my old man noise in there. Down in there. Okay, I got the first one. Hang on, I'm gonna start on the second one. I need another hand here. Spring for our place. There it goes. Doesn't help that I can't see it. You don't have to put this on right away. You can worry about getting your J-bolt in first and then get that in later. Okay, there's the spring. There it goes. Go down in there that time, that and the spring's not ready. There it goes all the way down. Hold that up out of the way. Just takes a little finagling to get it all the way through. Let's see. Oops. I think that's a good point right there. I can work with the rest of it. The J-bolt is in between the springs and it's running through the holes to the mounting bracket here and to both holes on the band. So we're good. That's it right there. All I gotta do now is just fix it up. But right now I can stay right here and I'm gonna go up top and hook these up. So in previous videos, I showed you how all this right here hooked up, and this is, you know, hooks up to this bracket and comes here, and I showed you what this screw's for, and it goes down. There's two nuts on the bottom that tighten that up. It kind of works in conjunction with the mainspring. It just kind of holds the outside tight, and the mainspring actually, I think that's the one used to adjust the actual band. But what I didn't show you was how these hook up. Like, so these go on the J-bolt, and the J-bolt goes down through the springs. These two just kind of float like this. And there's three hooked up. There's one on the outside of the J-bolt, there's one on the other side of the J-bolt, and there's one on the front of the J-bolt here. And you put it through the pin and put the carter pin in, and then you run this to the bracket. Just trying to get that clarified. I know sometimes when I'm going fast, I don't really enunciate enough how these go in. But these two are interesting because they're, as you can see, they're kind of beveled. They kind of come through the pin and then they kind of squeeze together like that. Well, these two go in between these. And all four of them are hooked together with a pin. I'm going to put that in there, show you how this goes. There they go like that. And so there's this end right here, that's where your cable will actually tie into. And of course, the spring goes right here in this hole. I don't know if you can see that. There's a hole right there. There's a spring that hooks into that hole. And on the bottom of your tub, you may notice the front floorboard, the rear hat channel that supports the front floorboard. It runs right beside the fuel sump tank. Well, there's a little square rectangular piece on that hat channel, and it kind of droops down and has a hole in it. Well, that's where your spring will go to. So anyway, so we're gonna put the pin in here. I had an extra pin, now I can't find it. Where did it go? I guess I done lost one of my Carter pins. Let's see. I guess I did. Sorry about that. But anyway, you get the idea. And after that's done, this is pretty much done as far as hooked up. But I still got to go underneath and put that nut on, and I'll show you that before I go. And of course, this back piece over here, this is kind of, so this is the bolt that came from Ron Fitzpatrick, and behind that bolt there's a spring in there. And what I do is I tighten that bolt a little bit till it catches, and then when it catches a little, I don't turn it too tight, but then I wire it. This bolt is made to wire right here. That's what these holes right here are for. And I'll show you the end product when I'm done, but I just want to show you what was going on right now with the video. So I took this off again and put the impact drill on it. You know, gave it a couple of ugga-duggas, and that's as far as I can get it to go. I don't know why it's not, but I guess it's fine because, like I said, I don't want it to get too far or too close to my speedometer. And behind it, there's not that much space. So I'm just gonna leave it the way it is for now. Like I said, I've tried everything to get this to cinch up a little. I just don't understand why it was cinched all the way up to the rim earlier. And then when I went in to replace everything, it seems like it won't go back up, but I don't know why. But this is how it's turning out. Okay, we're back under the Jeep now, and you can see that bolt, that J-bolt just came through that spring, and it's ready to accept that nut. And this is how it's looking so far. Oh, one thing I didn't mention, I was wondering what these bolt holes right here were for. You know, when I bought this kit, I'm like, well, some bolt holes, some stuff's missing there. Well, what that is, that's where there's like a cable clamp that goes there. And your cable runs, I think it runs up under here like this. I'm not sure, I'll have to figure that out when I get the cable. But there's a clamp that goes there and the cable runs through it and it hooks up to this bar here. So basically, this spring here hooks here. And like I said a while ago, it connects to the bottom of your tub. So when you pull the emergency brake, this goes forward and your clamp goes around your drum. And it's not going now right now because I don't have it tight, but that's how that works. And it pulls forward, and then of course when you release it, the spring pulls it back and takes all the tension off of it. That's how it's supposed to work. And there's my other card pin that fell. And that card pin I lost a while ago, there it is. I gotta get it out of there. Anyway, I'll be right back with the, well, I guess I can go ahead and put the nut on it. All right, here we go again with the nut. And you want to take that end of the nut and you want to go up and just start screwing that on and get it tight. And then of course, you know, you can adjust your brake with this nut and with this screw right here. And I guess that's pretty much it as far as the install. But like I said, I'm no professional. This is the first time I've done this. It was all by trial and error. So, you know, if you see this post, just be sure to look at the comments, because I'm sure that a lot more people know more about it than I do. But I'm just kind of giving you the gist of how all these parts go together to create your e-brake. Thanks for watching. One more thing about this bolt right here. I had it installed a while ago. You want it installed with the flathead end up under the Jeep like this. Like, it looks like you could do it either way, but the thing is when you get the tub on, you're not going to be able to get your screwdriver from the top of here with your tub on, because you won't have that open space up there. So just a little tidbit, you know, it kind of goes back to the bolt right here. Just make sure that bolt's on before you put your drum on. So, yeah. So put it in this way up, right here in these holes. It's gonna go right there. And your two nuts are gonna be on top, and your screwdriver slot's gonna be on the bottom. So I'm sure I'll have to adjust this thing again at some point. Right now you can see when I pull this clamp down, you can see the band kind of tighten up a little. And you can give it a little test. Like, I can't do it with a free hand because I got it over the phone, but you know, my drive shaft's turning right here a little, but when I pull that thing in, it pretty much stops it from turning, and that's what it's designed to do. But like I said, I'm sure I'll have to critique it a little bit, but for right now, I think it's installed and it seems to be working properly. I'm not too happy about that. I don't like it sticking out that far, but I'll try something else later. It's not really hard to fix, but so that should be it with the emergency brake install. So this wire that I'm about to put in this bolt, you can buy this wire at any hardware store. It comes in a roll like that, and you'll have, it's like 2 lifetimes worth, especially if you're using it for automotive stuff. But anyway, you know, there's the bolt, and the bolt comes with a hole in it to run the wire in. It's on the side somewhere. There it is. So I'm going to work on tying that up, and I'll be right back. So hopefully this is the final installment of the e-brake assembly. As you can see, there's the spring, the bolt, all tied up. And yeah, that's the final product, minus the spring there on the floor that fell. But yep, turned out all right, and I hope this video helped, and hopefully I'll have my tub on soon. Thanks for watching.